Hello, everyone, and welcome to Pop Culture Spread, our fun weekly movie and streaming news show with a twist. If you are new to the channel, welcome. My name is Rick. Hit that like and subscribe button. Also, hit that notification bell. We would really appreciate it. Also, remember, you can hear us on audio podcasts on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, and where all good podcasts are found. And check out our merchandise store. All the links are down below. And joining me on the show, as always, he is the other half of Pop Culture Spread and my good mate, VHS. Jace, how are you, mate?
I'm very good, mate. I am very good. So really excited to talk about the stories this week because we've got a whole just Marvel flavor to the show this week. It's all Marvel.
It's a Marvel
except for one
week.
story.
So,
Yes.
yeah. All right. Well, enough said. Let's get into some big news. Jace, like you said, this is all Marvel related in this week's show. And the first big news story that we've got is Shang-Chi director Dustin Daniel Critton exits Marvel's Avengers, the Kang Dynasty. What is going on? This is not good news.
This is actually just one part of a 1-2 punch, Rick.
Wow.
Kang Dynasty, which is geared up to be the next big Avengers film.
Yeah.
All phase 4 and phase 5 have been leading towards this. Has within consecutive days, Rick not only lost this director, he did a really great job with Shang-Chi, I thought.
It's a great movie.
And who was hired to be the director of Kang Dynasty. Not only is he's gone, but so is the writer, Rick. So both the writer and the director have gone. Well, that's the big question, isn't it? It's not that they've left, but why have they left? And this article kind of alludes to a few things, but it doesn't actually spell out what I may think it actually is.
And what's your prediction?
Well, my prediction is this. Because of the financial constriction that Disney's had to do, they're slashing budgets, Rick. They've had to say to Marvel, you can't release all this stuff. We have to start cutting costs. You add that in with the drama with Jonathan Majors.
Yep.
I think they're now thinking, do we need to go and invest $300 million into a film that the fans are not super excited for? We've got problems, and we may have to move away from Jonathan Majors. Maybe we just go straight to Secret Wars and start to put our eggs in the X-Men basket. So I'm wondering, this is, in a way, the beginning of streamlining for Marvel. That's my theory.
Yeah.
So I don't think we're getting a movie at all.
Do you think that's it? They reckon can it and then move on?
Yeah, okay. That's what I think. I think they're going to can it, and I think they're going to move on and just focus on Secret Wars and maybe expand Secret Wars to be across 2 films. Rather than going with the Kang Dynasty, because it's like, let's be honest, Rick, and we're not going to give away spoilers here, but if you'd watched the end of Loki season 2, amazing. In a way, you kind of closed it off in a way where you can kind of leave the door open for it in the future, but it doesn't demand that we deal with Kang immediately. It doesn't, does it? What's to say, and spoilers here, guys, what's to say that Loki holds time together for thousands of years? Right. We don't know it. Maybe he does his job well, and Kang's not really a threat at this moment in time. I don't know. But, I'd be surprised. I will be shocked and happily shocked and wrong if we do get a Kang Dynasty film. But I don't think it's looking good.
So this whole thing with Jonathan Majors, we really still don't know. That's still up in the air of what's going on there. And,
Disney are not doing a great job in the way they're handling this either. No. The issue we've got here with that is, like, you should, and we've spoken about this on this show. He is innocent until proven guilty.
Correct.
That's why we have laws. We need to respect the process. So he's innocent until proven guilty, and they're trying to do that. But at the same time, they're not coming out and saying, well, he's our actor and he's innocent until proven guilty. They're not saying that. I think they're ready to bail on him and bail on the storyline, because I don't think Kevin Feige thought he was going to have as much backlash to the last couple of, to phase 4 as he got.
Yeah. It's interesting. Well, this article doesn't say why he left. It just kind of doesn't stipulate.
It is said, though, that he's still in the Marvel family. It's not like there's been a fallout.
Yeah.
Like he's moving on to another project within Marvel Studios. So, which says to me, this isn't a creative differences scenario.
No.
This is a money decision. This is a money decision. That's and I'm just basing on all the articles I've read. I don't zero inside knowledge, but it would make sense.
Oh, well, you don't ring up Kev and just go, "Hey, mate, what's going on?"
I mean, Kev, he's not answering my texts anymore. What can I
say? Do better, Kev. Do better. Do better. All right. Let's move on to some more Marvel news. So, what's in other news, Jace? Man, I wouldn't believe it if I saw it. Fantastic Four, Pedro Pascal in talks to play Reed Richards in new Marvel movie. Now, this is a rumor, but he's in talks. But this is different. This is exciting. I kind of dig it. What are your thoughts on this one, Jace?
I do dig it a lot. I dig it a lot. I mean, you know what's always going to help a film? Good actors. And Pedro Pascal is a great actor. And is very diverse and very well loved. I think it would be an interesting role for him because it would be a more serious role, I would suggest. I mean, it's a big role to take on. You are the smartest man in the universe. You're smarter than Tony Stark, like traditionally in the comic books. Reed Richards is it. I like the idea of it. I think he's a very good actor, and I can imagine the public and the feedback I've been seeing online is everyone is like, yes, please.
Yeah.
Like, this is good casting. I'm down for it 100%. There's been lots more information coming out about who they're casting. I don't actually have the image of the kid, but one of the guitarist kid from Stranger Things, it's reported this morning that he may be Johnny Storm.
Well, okay, that's an interesting.
Yes,
I don't see it, but that's interesting. I like to see a little bit more about it.
So they've done smart here. They've gotten, I think, a really good lead. Someone who'll be able to carry the film and give that gravitas that character needs. That's the man for sure.
I mean, look what he's done. And then, he's so diverse in his acting.
He is. He's well loved. Sure. And you go, well, how much can he be in? Because I know people are saying, well, he's doing The Mandalorian. He's doing The Last of Us Season 2. How's he going to fit it all in? Well, firstly, The Mandalorian at this point is just voiceover work. It's very rarely him in the costume anymore, in the suit. Only when he goes in for a day or two to do the helmet off shots, which is not much. And then he does all the ADR. So he's, that's not going to take a lot of time. Amazing. I love it. I hope it's true.
You look at everything that he's done, it's Pedro Gold. Everything he touches just is successful.
He's amazing. No, that's not true.
But lately it has. The
majority. Well, just to remind you of some of his biggest failures.
Okay, let's not go.
It wasn't even him.
Not him.
It wasn't really his fault. His performance was fine.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman 84.
Yeah. Let's just discard that one.
That is a bad movie. But everything else since then has been amazing. No, I think this is great. This is great.
Yeah.
It's exciting. We're getting big Fantastic Four news, though, now.
It is. This is going to be huge. Well, they're saying, what is they saying? It's scheduled, Fantastic Four scheduled for May 2nd, 2025. So this is really good that we're starting to see some news on this. So hopefully it's true, and hopefully he's the man.
100%.
Let's move on to some more Fantastic Four news.
Yes. So we've got a hero. It's time to talk about the villain.
Fantastic Four. Javier Bardem is reportedly being eyed to play the planet-eating Marvel villain Galactus.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Javier.
Interesting, right? Number one, fantastic actor, and it can be really intimidating. You know, There Will Be Blood. Anyone? No, not There Will Be Blood. I've gone blank. You guys know what I mean. Anyway, he's great as a villain. You know, the one where they had the bob haircut and he's using the air pressure. I can't remember. Had Thanos in it as well. Anyway, I'll remember. No Country for Old Men. Thank you, Rick. You saved the day. You can see how intimidating he was in that film. So he's great as a villain. So firstly, great choice, right? Yep. Secondly, it indicates to me, Rick, that they're going to be giving Galactus character this time.
Yeah, he's not just going to be
because he's not just going to be a CGI say one line. If you're hiring this guy, know he's going to be performing scenes. We're going to get a character arc. We're going to get to know Galactus, and to me, that's exciting. You know, and Marvel ain't going to show away. He's a planet eater.
Yeah.
So there's no poo cloud. There's no nothing.
No, that's right.
It's going to be Galactus, and a giant Galactus, and I think it's incredible if they get him. I think you're really talking now if you're getting him. I'm really loving the way this cast has gone, because it wouldn't have been the cast I would have initially gone with, but I'm really loving the choices just because of the way they, and I love that we're not just going for. You want to talk about diversity in film. Here's a great example of this, isn't it? I mean, Reed Richards is going to be played by someone who's from Central America, whose origin. Same as Xavier is from, he's from Europe, isn't he? Spain or something like that. So, that's great too.
So there you go. Yeah.
Very, very, very cool. Very cool news. I think Fantastic Four is shaping up now. They've got a good director. They seem to have the cast there. I know Kevin Feige, this is one of his, this and X-Men are very important to him.
The big, this movie has to be work. Has to, because the last these movies we've had, the last Fantastic Four movies have been garbage.
We've never had a good one. We've never had a good Fantastic Four. No. You can go back to the Roger Corman disaster of the early 90s, which wasn't great, to a 2005 telly movie called The Fantastic Four, because that's what it felt like, a telly movie. Rise of the Silver Surfer is probably the best one they've done out of all of them, and that's average at best. I'd give it 4 out of 10. And obviously the 2015 one was just a nightmare. So, yes, this has to work. 1,000%, Rick. This has to be a blockbuster.
Because if this doesn't, people are going to rip into the internet and just destroy it.
It has all the elements to be a big hit, though. It
does. With these two stories, with these actors at the moment, But that's just the actors. They're going to go on the writing and everything else to go with it. So hopefully. All right, Jace. Let's move on to the next story. Yes, it is another Marvel story, but Marvel is
talking about Kang.
Yeah, we are. We're back. So Marvel is reportedly moving away from Kang's storyline as next Avengers movie lost screenwriter. I think we just touched on this in the last.
We really kind of already did this story in a way. Yeah. And honestly, I agree. This is very much of an editorial article, as far as I'm concerned. But I agree 1,000% with them. They are going to move away. And here we go. Look at this. Marvel Studios is reported looking to move away from its Kang storyline going forward, according to MCU, The Reign of Marvel Studios co-author Joanna Robertson. Right. Speaking on a podcast, she said that the Avengers Kang Dynasty Jeff Loveness was no longer involved with the movie. That was the screenwriter that left.
Yeah.
Now, it does say here what they thought they might be doing. But I think you're going to find they are going to what I'd read outside this article, that Galactus, like they're now going to try to use Fantastic Four as a way to get the big baddie for Secret Wars, which makes more sense that the big baddie in Secret Wars is Galactus.
Yep.
To me, Galactus would be the guy that would be putting him on a planet, battle world, and you know what I mean? So, see, I'm not alone in that theory. I think they're
you're right.
And I don't know how to feel about it, Rick. I don't know how to feel about it because in a way I'm going, why move away from it though? You decided to. The reasons for moving away from it are the things that concern me. It's just like you're moving away because of Jonathan Majors, because
of what's
that
happened.
doesn't sit right with me. There must be more reasons than that, because you would just recast him, right? They've done it before. They did it with Rhodey. Why wouldn't they do it again? Like, there's no reason you couldn't get another really talented African-American actor
who
come
be
in
good
and
in that role? Yeah.
But you can get so many talented actors that could replace. Like, how about Sterling K. Brown, for an example? Someone like that. You could put him in the role. Or you can put, you can't use Michael B. Jordan because we were good at film.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you could bring in, what's the name? Denzel Washington's kid could do it. Ice Cube's kid could do it. Like, there's plenty of, there's heaps of that. So you can play. So that also indicates to me, if you're losing your director, you're losing your writer, are you really going to throw away potentially billions of dollars in profit based upon an actor
that hasn't been convicted yet?
So I wonder whether, if this is bigger picture stuff, that it is a money decision, like I said before. But it's also maybe creatively, they're not getting there with the story they want to tell. Like, they're trying to develop it.
Well,
there you go. Also, can I just say on it, with this cutbacks, and I do know this is the money's got to be part of the reason why you cut back. Here's a prediction. Mark my words on this show. We will not see this Blade movie. It won't ever reach film. It's done. It's dead. It's gone.
Why? Why do you
need it? If you're in a situation, Rick, where you've got to cut back on your stories, that you are not going to be releasing 3 films a year, and maybe you're releasing 1 a year, and you've got a certain amount of time to do stories, where does Blade play into this?
Into that.
Into the larger story that the pop, because I tell you what, nobody was screaming out for that announcement. And that was announced in 2019 or whenever it was announced that Blade was coming. Nobody was like, yay, at all, were we? We were all kind of like, okay, another Blade film, okay. So I don't ever seen it. I don't think we'll ever get to the light of day at all. There's been too many delays. We've already done stories, Rick, that they've had to go back and reshoot stuff. And, rewrite things, and he wasn't happy. And it had been reported that this new Blade movie, the way they wrote it, it ended up being a female-led action film with Blade being the supporting character.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
So there's a lot of problems going on. And I don't think the actor's going to stay forever. I think he's too quality an actor, Mr. Ali, to hang around and
too good of an actor.
Stand around. Yeah, he can go do other projects. He will be just fine. So a lot of So Kang Dynasty, it's gone ski, I reckon.
Wow, you heard it here, guys. Let's keep our eye on it. All right, Jace, we got some more Marvel news.
We do. It's all about Marvel this week.
It is all about Marvel.
Now, we've been talking about all the negative, haven't we?
We have. Well, there's a lot of negative on this about Marvel. Yeah. This one is why the age of Marvel is not quite over. And this is obviously referring to the Marvels that didn't do very well in the box office, which is, when we haven't seen it. I haven't seen it yet. I know you haven't seen it either, Jay, so I'm not really going to criticize on the movie. But what's going on here?
Can I just say about the Marvels before we go forward? Let me make this extremely clear to everyone out there, because I'm really not liking these stories that are coming out around how the Marvels being a box office failure, meaning the movie is terrible. Financial success of a movie never indicates quality. It can, and it does, but it doesn't mean it's an absolute.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, guys, think about some of your favorite films of all time. And I guarantee you, if you go back and look at their box office, Most of them didn't make money. Look at movies like Heralded. That's usually the number one favorite film of all time in the last 20 years has been The Shawshank Redemption. Was an unmitigated financial disaster at the box office. So again, you can't equate one with the other, Rick. I just wanted to get that out there. It really frustrates me because if you look at actually Rotten Tomatoes, the audiences are really enjoying Captain Marvel, apparently. So there you go. But this story, I like this story. And I'll tell you why I wanted to, because it is, with all the negative that's happening, this movie's getting cut, say goodbye to Kang Dynasty, it's for a more glorious purpose, if I may. And the glorious purpose is eventually Marvel needs to refocus so it can come out stronger. And that's what they're doing. And this is what the article is trying to indicate to the general public. Like, yes, the Marvels didn't do so well, right? But people are enjoying it. I mean, it's like the opposite of what they had earlier in the year. Quantumania made a buttload of money. Everyone didn't like it. So this is now the opposite on the end of the year. But he's going, yep, that didn't, and it looks bad. And yes, there's a glut of projects, and yes, there's change, but there is hope. And he is right. He goes into the article talking about what's happened, how much money it didn't make. But ideally, that all Marvel needs to, and what we're right in the middle of, is their restructuring.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
And it also means restructuring doesn't mean they did anything wrong. I mean, they had a structure, and that's what Marvel's very good at. They don't do things off the cuff. It's very well thought out. They've had a strategy, but in that time while executing the strategy, Rick, the industry changed on them.
Yep.
COVID hit. People weren't going to the movies. That was another one, right? The rise of the streaming services, the reshift of focus away from film into streaming. Like, everything changed in the last 4 to 5 years for them. And because of that, their original game plan didn't execute the way that they had hoped. So they're restructuring. And that's exciting, because that means we're at a time of hope. And a time of hope means, they're going to go back, relook at things from outside, and they're going to push forward, hopefully, into a new glorious era of Marvel films. And for me, the peak of that would be one new theatrical film per year. That's it.
Yep.
Maybe 2, tops.
And streaming?
That's it. One TV show. One theatrical film and one TV show a year.
Yep.
And you know what? That's denying it, right? But I still think that's a lot of content.
Yep.
But at least people go, we're going to go and see. What's the movie this year? Oh, it's Deadpool 3. Well, that's what we're going to go and see. Oh, yeah, they're, season 2 of Moon Knight's coming out next year on streaming. Whatever it is. I think that's the best way to do it. I think that'll keep the hunger and the interest strong for a lot longer. Because it's just too much. Marvel fatigue.
I flooded. Yeah, we've always spoken about Marvel fatigue.
Well, I've had it for a while. I'm kind of over it now.
You have.
I'm not really Marvel fatigued as much anymore, because I'm excited. I was waiting for this, to be honest with you. I was waiting for something to change, and now I'm getting it. So I'm kind of pretty happy with where he's going. I'm also thrilled to hear that people are saying that Captain Marvel was actually a good time in the movies. So I'm happy to hear that. That's good news. And I think the strength of Loki has really invigorated me for the future of Marvel as well.
Great TV show. It was just, like I said, I haven't seen the Marvels, and so I'm not going to comment on it. But but yeah, look, if the audience likes, if you go into a cinema and you watch a movie and you just came out feeling good about it, and that's it. The movie's done its job for you. You had fun, you enjoyed it.
More evidence that
we're not all
there is a big gap divide between reviewers and audiences. Again, Rotten Tomatoes' reaction to it. The critics slammed the hell out. The audience said we liked it. And that's happened throughout the year. Quantumania got pretty good reviews, and the audience went, we don't like this film.
Like it.
So more evidence, Rick, of there's a fundamental shift happening right now in front of our eyes from what people were watching in the 2010s to what people want to see in the 2020s. So, fantastic stuff. Marvel has a very bright future ahead of itself, I think. And I think all this pain and all this confusion, all the fanboys freaking out about stuff, relax, guys, because I think you'll find over the rest of the 2020s, we're going to get some really good quality stuff. And it won't be just rammed down our throat for the sake of it. It'll be specifically chosen, and that'll be nice.
Nice. All right, Jace. That is it for all the Marvel news. Let's get into the train wreck of the week. What do we got, Jace? What's the train wreck this week, mate?
Okay, Jimmy Kimmel are hosting the Oscars for the 4th time. Okay, now I'm not about to rip it to Jimmy Kimmel, all right? Even though his relevance as a late night talk show host, in fact, all their relevance anymore is so nobody watches it anymore. Only people watch their clips online. No one actually watches.
That is true. That's 100% true.
Look, he's a good presenter, and I know he's well loved in Hollywood. This is my train wreck of the week. Award shows in general, as they currently are. And the Oscars, we've discovered this the last couple of years with the Golden Globes, but people rejecting it, going, this garbage award show. It's a joke. I think the Oscars are getting into the same realm, because I just mentioned about the divide between reviewers and audiences. Oscars got the same problem. You know what I mean? They choose films just because they choose. Like, it doesn't have for me, the Oscars were always, this is where I find about movies that I wouldn't have found out about, and then I go and watch them. And I think the Oscars is so pompous at this point, so overblown, and so disconnected with the average viewer that I just almost find it offensive now, these award shows, and I think they need to stop. I really do. Golden Globes needs to go away, and I think the Oscars needs to scale back. Or get more relevant, all right? Why can't we have an Academy Award for Best Comedy? Why can't we have the Academy Award for Best Science Fiction? Why can't we do things where we're going to what people are going to see?
Yeah.
Like, it's not matching up. Now, it'll be an interesting year because, like, I think Oppenheimer's probably going to sweep most of those Oscars. I want to see how Barbie goes. Killers of the Flower Moon will be there.
Mate. Yeah,
Barbie will be an interesting thing because it does deserve some awards recognition. It does, you know, in costuming, in directing, in the writing. There is quite a bit. You could put Barbie up and go, look,
Best Picture?
This could be up. Look, I like the idea they expanded their Best Picture to like include a larger amount than just 4.
They should.
But yeah. And I just, you can almost go, Christopher Nolan or Martin Scorsese are going to be taking home a bunch of trophies that night.
Yeah.
You know, that's what's going to happen. So, and I just don't think the average person really cares about that anymore. It just comes off of Hollywood, you know, patting themselves on the back night. It's always been that, but it just seems more aggressively offensive to me as I'm getting older now. That I don't know if I really want to watch these award shows.
We used to watch them, like, you know,
I was obsessed with
them. Like, let's, you know,
big deal. Even last year broke me of that. I was excited leading up to this year's Oscars. And then this year broke me of it. I'm like, nah, I'm just done. The Will Smith thing really tarnished it for me.
I think it tarnished a lot of people, really.
And it's not the incident itself, because I remember going, oh my, seeing and all that kind of thing and all that. But it's just kind of, to me, highlighted the pompous ridiculousness of it all. You know, the pointlessness of it. The fact that, that we're even doing it on that scale, and then the whole world watches. And I don't know. I'm just kind of over it, I suppose. I think award shows should go back to be more private affairs. Like, have them. Yeah. But maybe it doesn't need to be public or go for 4 hours long. Cut it down to an hour. We can see the highlights reels. That's the other thing. Who wants to spend 4 hours? You know. Anyway,
that's what I want to say.
Opinion.
That's my your train wreck.
And let us know in the comments if you think I'm right or wrong or whatever you guys think.
Well, March 10th, 2024 is the date that so we'll see, mate. We'll see. I'm sure you will be watching. All right, mate. that was the train wreck of the week. Let's get into some fun stuff, Jace. Absolutely love this segment of the show, and that's some great Aussie telly.
I tell you what, any boss who sacks anyone for not turning up to die is a bum.
Okay, Rick, this week I thought I would focus on TV. Not the commercials, but a show. I like to highlight some of the great shows. By the way, I see what you did there. Let me have a look at the mug, Rick.
Did I like that? This was a gift. This was a gift from a friend of mine at work. So, and she's a big supporter of us. So, Jazz, if you're watching, here it is. I said I'll put it on the show, so I appreciate it. There you go.
That's hilarious. AI technology. You found an AI face swapping photo thing, and
I love it. I love it.
There you go. AI. All right. So I focused on a TV show this week, and I thought, well, let's have a look at what were the big shows out there that may not have been my favorite show, but some of the big shows in the past for Australian TV. And I think this one, which I did quite a lot, was a bit of a cultural sensation in the late 80s when it came out.
Okay.
And ended up spawning from that. They made movies kind of as a weird spin-off from it, and it created careers for people. So let's check out. I'm going to highlight, and it's the intro for the show. And if you haven't seen it, guys, we'll talk about it after the clip, but have a look.
Don't worry about me, darling. I've just got to make you see.
I'm sure our Aussie viewers would be thrown back, hey?
I have not seen that in such a long time. Holy
There we go. Now, it was a show called Acropolis Now, and it was obviously, you could tell, it was based around 3 Greek young men who ran a cafe in a city, Melbourne, I believe. And it was a really well-structured sitcom. And it had really great, well-defined, funny characters. One, the breakout star is not in the intro, was Effie.
No, Effie,
who ended up becoming, when that character ballooned beyond the show, she would show up in all these different shows, not just sitcoms, but variety shows, news, everything.
She was everywhere at the time.
Yeah, she was everywhere at the time. This was a very well put together show, and as you can see, George Caparanus, who went on to be a very successful career, and obviously this is the origins of the Wog Boy movies. For very funny Australian movies as well. I thought, and it's a show people forget about, but it was massive at the time. I remember.
Do you know, I
Channel 7, Rick.
Totally forgot. I totally forgot about that show until you showed that intro. I was like,
but did you watch that show as a kid?
Yeah, as a kid, yeah. Hell yeah. Being an Italian background,
of course you watched it.
Related to it because, Italian, Greek and all that. That's what it was. It was such a great show.
And then it was wonderfully, wonderfully written. And it was a really great show. And it's the best thing is now, Rick, a lot of those episodes are on YouTube to watch. You can go back and watch these episodes.
Nice.
And I did. So I went back and watched a couple the other night, and I was struck at how well written they were. I mean, not all the jokes landed, but they worked well. Everyone had a good time, and it's a bit of it's a nice little slice of multicultural Australia television in a way.
Bloody oath.
Now, if you had something like Kingswood Country, which we've shown on here, that's very about an Australian experience. Here we have the immigrant experience in Australia.
I love it. Good choice, Jace. That was a good choice for this week because I don't know what Jace does when he does it. I don't know what he's produced. So that
no
was
fun letting you in the inside of this It's just fun to be able to show you.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, that's it, isn't it?
That's it. That wraps up everything for the show. We appreciate everyone watching and tuning in and like and subscribe and all that type of stuff. Guys, don't forget to check me out on this channel. We have a whole heap of trailer reactions, and go back through our back catalog. Check it all out. I post pretty much weekly, so check that out. Jace, where can we find you besides on this channel? You want to let the guys know?
I am all over the place. You can find me over in the Jason Roy Gaston channel. Over there, go check that out. He's a very, very popular TikToker and YouTuber, and I go over there and we do great shows. VHS Vault. If you don't agree, you're wrong, which is a great weekly show that we do there. There's good streaming gaming we started up doing over there. It's a lot of fun happening there.
Beautiful.
So go check us out there. Also, if you want to check out what goes inside my little head here, I've got a little YouTube Shorts channel I've just started called VHS Jace, correct?
Beautiful.
Please go there and subscribe. And what VHS Jace is, Rick, is going to be a repository for all the like TV shows, clips, ads, all the funds, all the memories that I have, all those member berries that are sitting there. And I'm going to be throwing up, putting them short so I can share, and we can rediscover shows like Acropolis now through YouTube Shorts. So please subscribe. I'm just started it, so nobody likes me at the moment, and your love and support will mean a lot to me. And then finally, also check out the guys over, good friends of ours over at Captain's Quadrant with the actual star of the Jason Roy Gaston channel. He's on the show with Captain Joe Dub. Their Star Trek show's really starting to hit their stride now. They're doing really well. Just hit 600 subscribers, so they're very happy over there, and they're doing a lot of fun stuff. Always fun guests and all that on there.
Yeah,
and that's it.
Beautiful, Jace. Well, yeah, guys, check it all out. There is some great content from everyone, guys. Really, really appreciate it. Jace, thank you so much for this week again, mate. Appreciate it. And we will see everyone all next week. Bye.
Thanks, Rick. We'll see all you guys soon.
Thanks for watching the Pop Culture Spread YouTube channel. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. Also, don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms. And if you're looking for some quality wear, don't forget to check out our merchandise store available right now.